This episode is brought to you ad-free thanks to all our wonderful patrons. You can get tons of exclusive content and help us keep the show going by joining at patreon.com/shonenflop. And welcome to Shonen Flop Chibi, a first impressions mini episode where we talk about the first chapter of the series we'll be covering in depth next week with our guest, Bess. I'm Jordan, and with me today, as usual, is my lovely co-host, David. Say hi, David. David, what's wrong with your voice?
Oh, I don't know, Jordan. I had my Ovaltine yesterday, actually.
Yeah, is that what went on?
I had Hong Kong style French toast, which was really cool. One of the things they do is they make it with Ovaltine.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's really dope if you get a chance to eat Hong Kong style French toast.
I'll have to do that, David, but you still haven't explained why your audio was reversed.
Because we are covering Harisugawa, aka Harrisburg, in Mirror World.
Harrisburg in Mirror World. Oh my god. AKA Harisugawa. So Tucker won't get really angry.
One of Tucker's hairs just turns white every time I pronounce it like that.
Oh yeah. Also, we both saw the Barbie movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. David, I'm just can't anywhere else I'd be a 10. It's just been in my head like...
Listen, anything is possible.
David, we're Knuff.
Yes, I want to get a Knuff shirt.
It is on back order. You can order it from Mattel's official site, but they're not shipping it until the end of September.
I really would have thought they would have had like 100,000 of them ready.
I think that they did, and then they got sold out.
Yeah, this movie may actually make up our $1 billion.
Yeah, I think that this movie's gonna beat Oppenheimer.
I mean, there's no doubt. Oppenheimer is a 3-hour-long R-rated film.
Yeah, it was a fucking really good movie, though.
It was. But Jordan, we are not here today to talk about Barbies.
God damn it, I really want to, though.
Oh, that movie was so great. Okay, my last comment on that is, I wonder how long when Ken goes in the room and says that one word, how long they had a debate about what word he said. Or actually, I love when he's like, "Can I stay over?" And Barbie says, "To do what?" And he says, "I don't know." God, I fucking love that movie.
There's so many great lines that I'm not going to say here because I don't want to spoil them. They're so
that
good.
line was in the trailer, so I feel okay saying that.
God, Ryan Gosling fucking killed it.
And I can't believe he looks like that at 45.
Oh, he looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's like 15 years older than every other Ken.
Jesus, and he just, oh my god, Ryan Gosling's eternal. Anyway, let's get into talking about, unfortunately not Barbie. This is Harisugawa in Mirror World by Yasuhiro Kano. I'm pronouncing it that way on purpose to sound like the Mortal Kombat character.
And it sounds like my favorite genre of cinema.
Oh my god. Anyway, this ran from July 11th, 2011 to February 13th, 2012. 29 chapters over 3 volumes. And let's get into the first chapter plot summary.
I feel like Jordan's just going to do it where every time I say the word Kino, you're going to be like, you know what else was Kino? And then just talk about Barbie for 5 minutes.
I mean, I wasn't, but now I think I will.
All right, but let's dive into the actual plot summary.
Yeah. Harisugawa has a crush on Satomi, the hottest girl in school. He thinks she only sees him as a friend because he did like this minor thing of saving her fucking life from the isekai car. While at a thrift shop, Satomi is drawn to purchase a weird old mirror, and while walking home, she is almost hit by another isekai car.
No.
Whoa! And Harisugawa jumps out of nowhere to save her again. This time, however, he can't really escape the isekai car. And he finds himself absorbed into the mirror, existing in a dark world, where he meets a creepy dude who explains to him that he can only see out of mirrors, and only one person can know about him, or else he'll be trapped forever. Before he can answer any more questions, though, the creepy dude vanishes. I think he goes to the other side now that he is now freed.
Yeah, he's like, get fucked, buddy. You're stuck here now.
Yeah, finally, I can move on to the other side. Bye, I can die. Harisugawa sees a bright window as his only source of light and goes towards it, but oh geez, he sees Satomi bending over and showing him her panties. How embarrassing! Whoa!
And proms tomorrow.
Every time I do that, I think, do Zoomers even get that reference?
Probably not. I don't know how many Zoomers listen to our podcast. Though someone on the Discord mentioned they were in high school in 2018, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, my God. By the way, David, I looked up a little thing called the Demented Cartoon Movie yesterday. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Siki Bombi do.
What'd you say?
Ziki Bombi do.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
All right, Popcorn David.
Oh, man. Also, talk about the man in the mirror, which was one of our ideas for the cover art, but we didn't go with it. So, Harrisburg makes himself known to Satomi, who agrees to help him. Just then, her friends show up because she told him she almost got hit by a fucking isekai car. When they start looking in her mirror, Harrisburg discovers that he can go into different mirrors as well. And when he leaves, Satomi realizes that she fucked up and put the mirror in her friend Misaki's backpack.
Jesus, come on. This is like your one fucking job, Satomi.
God, what a goof.
This is your one fucking job. Don't lose track of the goddamn mirror. Can you pay attention for 5 seconds?
Oh, man. Harrisburg goes to see it, and we, of course, get a full body shot of an underage girl in the shower. Yep. Satomi goes to pick up the mirror as Harrisburg appears to tell her that he saw a peeping Tom outside of her window, because no one gets the perv on girls except for him.
Hey, he's at least also underage, I guess.
Yes.
The audience might not be, though.
Yeah, Satomi grabs a fire extinguisher and blasts him, which I guess makes him faint, and he gets arrested by the police. Harrisburg and Satomi have a nice little conversation and fist bump, causing him to suddenly switch places, and I was really pissed about that because that was going to be one of my chibi guesses that there was some way they would switch places.
Well, I guess you were right.
Man, I'll take the point then. Sounds good to me, Jordan.
Nope, too late. It's got to be in a chapter other than the first one.
Fuck me. But yeah, this, what were your first impressions, my guy?
I didn't like this. I mean, like, I feel like it was hard to follow. Ton of text. I just had to skim over a lot of this shit. It was like,
yeah,
there was a lot of convenience. Like, how the fuck did he see the peeping Tom? It was just like, I had to read it like 3 times in order to actually see it. Like, a lot of contrivance. Like, really? You left the fucking mirror in her backpack? Really? You saved her from getting hit by a car twice? Why was she getting hit by a car twice? Like, how many shitty drivers are there in Japan?
Right?
She was walking around Japan, not New Jersey. You know what I mean?
Hey, bazinga.
Hey.
This actually made me think about how this kind of feels like the first chapter Yu Yu Hakusho, in that it just goes in a different direction, but it pretty much has like the same kind of characters. Satomi reminds me a lot of what's her name from Yu Yu Hakusho. Sure, you know what I'm talking about.
Like, you guys know who I'm talking about, the blank love interest from Yu Yu Hakusho. And I don't think Harisugawa reminds me even remotely of Yusuke,
yeah,
though.
You're right. That wasn't a good idea.
Like, Harisugawa gets embarrassed by looking at Satomi's panties. Yusuke just straight up lifts up her skirt.
You're right. What a fucking badass. Just kidding. We respect women.
Yeah.
It is interesting where I'm trying to think of manga or anime where a character dies by being hit by a car that isn't an isekai, and I don't actually... Yu Yu Hakusho might have been the only one I can think of.
I mean, arguably it was kind of an isekai. He went into, like, the spirit world.
I guess.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
God.
Part 4?
Oh my god. But yeah, so back to this though. Let's see. What are some good art is good besides the sexualization of children?
It's pretty good, honestly, like the art. Well done. Kind of don't know what more to say about it, really. It's not mind-blowing. It's not like, whoa, this is incredible. It's pretty serviceable, though. You know, like the artist is pretty competent.
I think there is some dialogue that's a little fun. I think Satomi is a more interesting character than I was initially expecting given her role in the series.
I don't.
She's not as passive character as I was expecting. Like, she kind of calls people out on shit. She's like, oh, stop it, you silly boys. There's a little more depth to her than usually you see in series like this.
I view her as kind of a fucking idiot. I mean, she left the mirror in her friend's backpack. She's like extremely jealous. Like, you might have seen another girl naked. She's very much like a tsundere. I don't know, David. I don't see depth here.
Fine. So given we talked about Barbie for 5 minutes, because there's not a lot to discuss on this one. So would you read our 10 chapters of this?
No, God, no. I didn't get like anything out of this. This is boring. This is like lame. It's hard to follow. I'm not into it. By you?
It's one of those ones where I want to read it because I don't know how this goes on for 30 chapters.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Because this might be a really interesting garbage fire to read.
It might be. I mean, we're going to find out. I wish it wasn't 30 chapters. That would have been nice. I mean, who knows? Maybe it gets really good. I'm doing the LA Noir doubt face, though.
Jordan is pressing X to doubt.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, man. So what's your power word, buddy?
My power word is voyeurism, or maybe peeping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's by definition, it's like he's going into mirrors, he's like looking at people and stuff. And yay, we get to see some underage, sexy girls. Thanks, manga. Thank you so much. It's one of those things where like it sucks, but it's like, can I even like fucking blame the author at this point? This is an issue with the medium. I'm still gonna.
You still gotta contractually, you have to read this whole thing.
Yeah, and I still gotta blame the author.
Just not in public.
No, don't
I was on the
worry.
train. I was like, uh-oh, can't read this one on the subway.
Oh.
And then a lady got up and changed seats when that page came up. It's the shower.
Yes. What about you? What's your power word?
I said reflection, because this really makes me reflect on my life choices that led to me reading this series.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, but since it's all about mirrors and shit.
Well, yeah.
It's also a reflection of the time where they definitely, I think Shonen Jump just doesn't do ecchi manga anymore because they kicked the last one out. And I think they just are like, yeah, this isn't like a niche we should really have in the magazine anymore.
I was surprised to learn that this ran in Shonen Jump.
There are far worse offenders than this. There was this one series called, I think, like Agashi Triangle or whatever, where they just straight up have the girl masturbating in the shower.
I mean, in the first popular Shonen Jump manga was an ecchi taking place in elementary school. So, I mean, you know, yeah. So, yeah, Shonen Jump has done this over the years. It's not completely out of their wheelhouse. It was just kind of like, yeah, I haven't seen something like this in Shonen Jump in a very long time. Like, you could tell that this wasn't like something they were particularly proud of because it's not on the app.
Yeah, that's fair. And then, Jordan, we accidentally did this in the wrong order, but who really cares? What do you think will happen next?
The main character will see at least 2 other girls in sexual poses. The main character will start to turn into one of those creepy ghost things at some point. And one of them has to reveal a liar by listening into the liar talking while in the mirror, and they gotta be all stealthy about it. There you go, I predicted a fucking plot line.
I wonder if you perv on the girls too much using the mirror powers, that's how you turn into that, like, spirit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it seems kind of like a Death Note situation. I love how the guy was just like, oh, yo, you're here. Let me tell you the rules right now. Bye.
So long, buddy.
Bye. It was like, wow, you really just, damn, that's some forceful exposition there. What are your guesses, David?
My first guess is there will be an evil mirror, maybe a black mirror of sorts.
Whoa.
I know you disagreed, but I think the female main character will become even more useless and lose any of her interest in characterization.
Oh, just because I think she's already not interesting doesn't mean I won't think that she'll get even less interesting.
And finally, the main character will have a chance to leave the mirror, but it comes at a sacrifice he's not willing to make.
Ooh.
So the series must continue.
Yes, I think those are good guesses.
It'll probably be something dumb where it's like he can never love her if he uses this MacGuffin. And he's like, no, I'll find my own way out of the mirror. And then he probably doesn't because the series got canceled.
Yeah.
But Jordan, let's move on to the Q&A. So I want to say big thank you to everyone who submitted their Q&A in the Shonen Flop Discord. As a reminder, you can join us at shonenflop.com or in our show notes. And we give priority to our patrons, people who have never asked a question before, and people who haven't had a question asked in a long time. So starting off with Giant, we actually have, this is a vintage question. I was going through the archives, so yes, I do go through them, where they asked, make a D&D party of a flop protagonist.
Didn't we already do this?
No.
Oh.
We were aligning characters, so I realized we could take this question and say, using the 5 core roles for D&D Party, the face, the caster, the tank, the DPS, and the healer.
What's a face?
That's the person who like handles all of like the persuasion and stuff. It's usually like the party leader. It's a character that has like really high charisma.
Okay, well then in that case, the face is Ryusei from Tekeki Ryusei, and I really don't know how you can top that.
Which class was that?
Face.
No. So what I was saying is we would use the characters we already assigned to D&D classes.
We didn't read it at the time. We didn't know. He's literally, his whole thing is just, he looks into your soul and turns you and like tells you you're sad and then you completely, yeah.
He is our dashing rogue. Yeah. And then Jordan, out of the casters, who do you think would be the best caster for the party?
Honestly, Ginka from Ginka and Luna because she's completely fucking overpowered.
That's a fair point. And then in terms of tank, I actually think it would be funny to have Tama from Nico Wappa.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she can just imagine the little girl as their main source of taking damage.
She can take fucking punishment. She can.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing. And then who do you think would be their main source of damage?
Let's see.
I could see Kaido from Ayashimon just throwing him in somewhere and just starts fucking beating the shit out of everyone.
I think that's a good choice, either that or maybe Grim, but I don't know. I think Kaido might be a better option there.
All right, and then finally for healer, who would you trust to mend your damaged wounds, Sir Jordan?
It's Gomez.
Gomez just licking your wounds and you just feel better because he's such a good boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, that was a fun question. Yeah. Thank you for your patience of getting answered. Next up from ZZ Digital, is there any series that doesn't have an official Western release, but you wish it did?
If you've been listening, you probably already know what mine is. It's Kinnikuman. Kinnikuman does not have an official Western release, even though it is one of the most influential manga of all time. Hey.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Mine would be Demons of the Shadow Realm, so they could give it a not really stupid name so people will fucking read that series. All right, next up from Red Blade. If you were isekai'd into another world where David or Jordan didn't exist, who would you choose as your new co-host? Let's not say anyone that's actually been on the show because that seems biased.
Yeah.
So how about what celebrity would you want to have as the co-host to replace
Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison?
Yeah.
I like it. I would definitely want to have Jack Black replace you on the show. He's an art musician. I think that would be great.
Also, we have the same birthday.
Well, then there you go.
There we go.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Patton Oswalt would replace me.
Nah.
That's what people have told me before I remind them of Patton Oswalt.
I think Patton Oswalt's kind of overrated.
Really?
Yeah, I don't find it very funny.
There was it was like back on No Stupid Questions. Like the top for a long time was someone asked, who is Patton Oswalt? And the response is like, are you thinking of Patton Oswalt? And they're like, oh, I see.
I think he's a very likable guy, but like, I don't find it very funny.
I actually think that's another celebrity I could see being on the show.
I mean, I would definitely have him on the show. I think I burned a bridge. I think I burned the fuck out of a bridge just now.
Yeah, fuck off.
I would love to have him on.
All right, next up from Pineapple Boy. If you could convince the Fortnite devs to do a month with at least 2 powers borrowed from some of your favorite flops, which 2 would you pick, and what skins would be the most fun to see?
So I have absolutely no idea how Fortnite works at all.
Neither do I, but I'm sure that we would just want Jordan's like, David wanted a Debonair Diamond skin so he could ogle Debonair Diamond. And that's because that is correct. That is my answer. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jordan.
I figured. You were like, David, you're joking as if that isn't the answer. Like,
when I'm going to Japan, my friend's like, there's this Muscle Girl cafe that, like, I'm not saying you should go there, but, you know, and like Rachel's like, no, we don't. I'm sure Rachel vetoed that because we don't have time because she wants to see the Capybara cafe.
I think that Rachel is correct. I feel like Jackman would be a really cool skin.
Oh, yeah. And then you could, when you defeat someone, you get their powers. Or we have to pick a second one. I think the Candy Flurry power suit would also be really fun.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Gigantor?
Yeah, or just like everyone having candy abilities.
Yeah, I think that her lollipop would be a really cool power to have in there.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was a fun one. Next up, finally, from Magnus Did Nothing Wrong. Which flop manga would make the best trading card game?
Golem Hearts.
Golem Hearts. So you think everyone would have their own golem?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I think that the golems probably have a lot of cool mechanics that we weren't able to get into because it lasted like very little time. But I think that you could have like a bunch of cool little aspects to that power system since everything is like a construct.
Oh, yeah. And then you could have like your golem and like different cards upgraded in different ways and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that is a cool one. I think Samurai 8 probably would also. Samurai 8, I'm sure if it was popular, would have had a TCG.
I think Mora King would have a fun one.
Oh, what about Teenage Renaissance David? And you can learn about art history as you play the game. Build Kings, you're like, wow, I got still printed in black and white.
Yeah. I mean, Dark Mage basically already does. It's called Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, there you go. Akaboshi, unironically, because it's about 108 people, so you could have different cards for everyone.
Yeah, I can see that.
Champagne, it's all just different alcohols.
God, that would be a cool little, like, you know, like an indie game that somebody makes.
Yeah.
Some version of that probably exists.
Yep. Those are so stupid.
Yes.
And then, Jordan, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for questions today. I want to say thank you so much for all your hard work on the show, especially editing the Chibi episodes.
Oh, you're very welcome, David. Thank you for all the hard work that you do, including editing the Chibi episodes.
Woo!
Yeah.
Props to Shannon for the awesome cover art. Find her online at illuminyatea. And thank you, Dylan, for assistance with editing. Find his podcast, Anime at Context, at animecontext.com. Thanks to Tucker and Maxi B for assistance with pronunciation, translation, all other miscellaneous research. Find us on Twitter at ShonenFlopcast and our website, ShonenFlop.com. We're also on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever else you get your podcast. And as we mentioned before, join the Shonen Flop Discord. We've got over 500 people talking about whatever's on your mind. You can drop questions, drop your 6-word summaries. Just, hey, hang out with us, ask us like what we're reading, and see some bad takes from us. And see me try and desperately get people to read Demons of the Shadow Realm so I can talk about that first chapter. And if you've been enjoying the podcast and want to help us keep going, consider subscribing to our Patreon. Wouldn't be able to keep the show running without our fantastic patrons. We just dropped a brand new piece of exclusive content. Jordan, what did we drop for our wonderful patrons in July?
Well, we took a look at the JoJo adaptation from the 90s.
Legally an adaptation.
Legally an adaptation called Diesel.
I'm like Diesel nuts.
No, David, you mean both of these
I know.
nuts.
I can't imagine both is in the series.
Yeah. With our old pal, JoJo YouTuber Shuckmeister. Check it out, it rules.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend. That was a really fun episode.
That was fucking great.
You could also be listening into our recording live or our warm-up content and get advanced notification of what series we're covering and help us pick what series we cover next. And along with that, let's read off some of our wonderful patrons. All right, starting with our Chainsaw Man patron, Dooman Bro Guy. Then moving on down to the Dolphin Dads, we have Hey Daddy, Shiwan, wink wink, want to exploit some holes together, and Dolphin Dad, Steph, Jordan's beautiful girlfriend. Jordan, would you like to add a few words about her?
Oh, Steph, I love you so much, and I'm so glad I got to see Barbie with you.
Oh, moving on down to the Ravioli tier, my favorite tier where you get weekly photos of my adorable little goblin dog. We have Chris, Eva, Israfont, Josh Robinson, Karate Chopsticks, Rachel, my wonderful fiance. She said today is sad day, so we are just going to make the house really cold and eat pizza. I love it. Scarlett Mirmanen and Trevor Schechner. Moving on down to the King of the Forest, we have 090Z, Shaw Florine, Gabe Lando, Jacob Andrew Calloway, King Salamander, Kirby Munt, Marty, Max Baker, T, the Dungeon Master Next Door, The Wolf, The Woods of Fulger, and Tommy Boy. Then, moving on down to Galactic Ball Federation officers, we have a mid-sized sedan, Andy's Islands, Blah Moo Moo, Brian Sexton, David Ackerson, Dennis James Simone, Drago, Drew, Dylan Crider, Nigel, Generic Man, Green, Hans, Heavy Metal Hermit Crab, Keanu, Kylie Denton, Lincoln Frey, Manly P. Hall, Marabara, my dad, Matt, Happy Birthday, Mike Carpenter, Ralph Iskoff, Resident Warhammer Nerd, Rosendo Mendoza, Ryan Jasinski, Sarah, Scott Fischler, Silly Rookie, Simping for Senpai Ash, Staghorn, Tapir Clip, Tucker Whiteley, Wright, and ZZ Digital. And also a big thank you to all of our wonderful Beast Children.
Man, I really hope that was actually Steph and not somebody stealing her identity.
Dun dun dun. We also had a patron that was inactive for like a year come back. So it's good to see you back, Silly Rookie. Thank you so much for coming back to support the show.
I think you're a silly veteran at this point.
Oh my. And then Jordan, anything you want to toss in?
Yeah, Barbie is fucking great, and go listen to Mission Ignition.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and tune in next Monday as we give our full thoughts on this series featuring the wonderful Bess.
Fuck yeah. This is Jordan.
This is David.
And you've been listening to Shonen Flop. David, say it.
Keep on flopping floppers.
Bye.
Bye.